So I got all these Jazwares figures here, and you know the joints on them are not the best. You know they are a little floppy at best. But I wanted to make a video showing a good way to repair the joints on these figures. As you can see here, I have a Jet missing. Well, he's not missing. He does have his arm, but the little peg inside is gone. It broke off. For some reason with these Free Riders figures, it only really happens with Jet. I have another one here I can actually show you. For some reason, the little pegs, not the pegs, I don't know, the pins, I guess, they will just break in half, but it only happens on Jet. I don't know if it's just because of the green plastic that they used, but if you can see that, the pin inside just broke right in the middle. But with most other Jazwares figures, when that'll happen, here we can look at this Metal Sonic, usually the pin will just pop out of the socket right there with no breaking. But I don't know why it only happens with Jet. I've had tons of Jet figures where this happens, but anyway, I wanted to show a good way to repair a joint like this when you don't have the pin, so let's do that. So what you're going to need is obviously a figure, the piece, and you're going to need some pliers, as I have here. Although, if you can look inside, there's like a texture inside, but then here it's smooth. That's what you need. You need that smooth bit. Pliers actually also have cutters on them inside there. So this side, those are, oopsie, those are cutters. And then you're going to need one of these bad boys right now, a toothpick. Now it doesn't have to be this long. This is just what I have, but it's got to be pointy on one end. It's got to be pointy on one end. And then you need a wren. No, you don't need that, but what you got to do. What I like to do is, if the figure has any like extra bits on it, I just want to take them off just to make it a bit easier. Jet has these stupid feathers on the sides of his head, which kind of gets in the way of the arms, because, you know, he's stupid like that. Can't really do anything, his head doesn't really turn, but you'll have to make do with what you have. So basically, you do a little bit of this action here. I mean, really, if you're content with that and you just want to put that on the shelf, here I don't want to do that. So what you're going to want to do is take the pointy bit and slide it right through. And you're just going to want to keep pushing. God damn, you know what? I have a better idea. What you are going to want to do. Take these pliers right now. You don't need to heat up the figure for this. You just got to be very careful. And all you're going to want to do is just kind of twist and pull. And actually, look at that. The disc for Jet's shoulder. Look how small that thing is there. This is one from the Hedgehog. Obviously his leg, because his shoulders are huge, but look how long that is compared to that. I wonder if that's why Jet figures have broken joints. Anyway, this is going to make it way easier to do it because I don't have to get anything in the way. Obviously, you pull that out from the shoulder. Come on. And you slide that in like so. And then you can take your toothpick and insert it so. And you're going to want to keep making sure that you're not like pulling. So probably be best to have it like this and then put your two fingers like that, and then you just want to keep twisting and pushing it through. A good ways in. I think that's probably good. Maybe a bit more if I can Jones it in there. Alright, I think that should be good. Yeah. So now, take your little pliers, or you could even use little snippy bits or little scissors. I don't know what you got, maybe an X-Acto knife. Yeah, so you're going to want to get that as close as you can to the joint without actually breaking the joint off, because that's just stupid. And then, okay, there we go. So as you can see, that is very ugly. That is not something that we want. So we're going to do the other side now. That looks a little bit better, right? We can do a lot better than that. So, now what we're going to do, this is going to blow your mind a little bit. What you can do is you can take the little needly bits at the top and just kind of smush the wood of the toothpick, just to make it a little bit more gummy, I guess. You know, it's starting to get a little flatter. And then what you can actually do is, so the fatter end, this end, you can try and push it through to the other end. It's really not doing it, but you can take the flat. Okay, I'll just skip to this part. So not the grooved section, but the flat section. You take that, you put that in there, and you just want to flatten it essentially. Spin it around a couple times, but you don't want to break the actual joint. So I've done that a couple times, and then the end of that. So, yeah, there you go. So as you can see, okay, that's a little ugly. Actually, if you can see, this joint is kind of popping. Just take the flat area, smush that, and it's a little bit better now. I don't really care as long as just the joints work, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so obviously that looks a bit better now. You can keep flattening it like so. And then, this is the real kicker right here. You ready for this? We're going to take, now I usually I'll go with a lighter shade because it's gonna absorb into the wood. But here we have a green because jet is green like a bird is sometimes. And then it's not going to be an exact match, but it will still be okay. But actually it looks darker on camera than it actually is in real life. But I mean, I guess technically you could also use paint to do this, because then maybe you can get a more exact match, but you know what, I don't really care. And there it is. So now we have Nathaniel here and his arm. Now obviously, you know, I'm going to need to boil me up some hot water and put that back in there. But for now, you should be able to get the idea that I put his shades back on. So I'll be right back with some boiling water and we can finish this all up. Alright, so I just boiled some water. I threw Jet in there, but kept his arm out of the water. And actually, I had to pop his head off because his stupid bird feathers got in my dang way. And the peg hole, I don't know if I showed it, but the peg hole that goes into his body is so tiny, like it's microscopic. So I had to kind of weasel it in there, but I got it in there, and there he is. Do all the things that he wanted to do, and I see that, okay, that's great. Joint popped off again on the elbow. But, yeah, I mean, with the way Jazwares Sonic figures are, they just like to fall apart. That's how Jazwares used to be. I don't know how, well, I don't know, they make the Pokemon figures, and I have some of those, but they don't really have too many joints like the Sonic figures do. But you know what? Extreme gear. Throw his arms up, and you are in for a good time with my man, Jet. So, there he is. I'm probably going to do more of these kind of like repair videos. I do still have this Metal Sonic. He doesn't have a hand, but I could show popping the joint on, actually still using the pin instead of using a toothpick. And of course I also have this Jet, which would be a longer video probably, because, you know, it's unfortunate. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and there will be more on the way.